Welcome back to my challenge to get every class to level 60 on TurtleWoW's hardcore mode. No auction house, no trading, no wealthy uncles passing away and leaving me a stash of gold. Last time my undead rogue met her end failing a James Bond opening scene escape, while my Tauren druid stole a kill from an elite only to go on to die to one. Perfectly balanced. This time around the wheel lands on a hunter, specifically a goblin hunter who will have to use a scorpid pet. And with some help from ChatGPT in the name generation department, meet Trixie Lee, a goblin from Blackstone Island. Cunning, energetic, but hopeless. She never learned how to use a ranged weapon, yet still somehow stumbled into being a hunter. Given how easy a hardcore challenge is as a hunter, let's make this a little more interesting and try it as a melee-only hunter. Oh dear Trixie Lee, you're really not good at this, are you? Can't even beat a simple scorpion. The goblin sprint racial, on the other hand, looks like it will be very useful at keeping me alive. I head to Durotar to get a few easy levels before level 10. Despite how easy Hunter is, the 1 to 10 grind can be brutal before you have a pet. Since half of a hunter's damage is in their pet, everything takes a while to kill. Then once more to my favourite place, Mulgore. Back on Blackstone Island, I'm beginning to think it's the local Scorpids, not me, as I once more come too close to death. But dealing with the Scorpids once more put an idea in Trixie Lee's head. If you can't beat them, join them. Once she hit level 10, it was time to tame one of them. But a daunting task needs some prep. With the practice tame successful, all she needed to do was let it loose and go get a real one. Are you gonna help, guard? Nope, still scary, even at this level. With all that done, she can finally tame herself a nice bronze... Well, screw you too. Better guards than the goblins. Well, on to the second attempt. She managed to tame one. Say hello to... ChatGPT, help me out here, Copperclaw. Back to Mulgore for questing, and I find the Knoll rare again. Time to give my pet a test run. Not bad at all, especially since I've only had the one skill on my bar for the last 11 levels.
Am I to assault the undead with nothing but sticks and harsh language?
It's going to be a few more levels until I learn Mongoose Strike, so a new weapon is the most exciting it will get for now. Finally I'm out of Mulgore and into the Barrens, where the difficulty will begin to ramp up. While out at one of the oases, I spot a chest, right before I spot an elite guarding it. Right as I'm getting confident to try him, I notice a few gravestones around the area. That's ominous. Thankfully, he patrols out of there, letting me get to his prize. But now that he's alone, I devised a plan to kill him. Step 1, send in Copperclaw. If he got pummeled, then I'd have a head start on running. But since he seemed way easier than he looked, I helped finish him off, and I got a nice agility cloak out of it. Turns out it's not the elites I should be worried about, it's the lionesses. Especially when I'm this short and can't see over the bushes. I almost lost Copperclaw, which would have spelled my end, but we got lucky this time. That's another common oversight with hunters being the best at hardcore. If you let your pet die, you'll be dead in a second. No heals or shields, and with the hit to your DPS you're not fighting your way out of the situation. Once more I head to the Boulderlode mine, and like Cedarhoof, Trixie Lee finds trouble here too. A lot of trouble. Soon it's a fight just to keep Copperclaw alive. Nowhere to run in here either. But I come out alive. More than alive, I gained a level from that. Now if you're familiar with TurtleWoW, you may have wondered why I was saying a melee hunter is a hard thing to do now. Well, that's because I started this before the big update. After this, TurtleWoW had that update which rebalanced a number of classes, one of which was melee hunter. I started this as a challenge, but now it seems like a legit spec. I finally have a proper skills bar. The downside to the new patch is over 6,000 people online. Trying to grab quest kills has become a real challenge. But I continue through the barrens, running into the elites in the south. I head to the Silithid nest for my next quest. This is a pretty dangerous quest. Collecting the eggs spawns enemies, then the roaming ads can spawn more. If you're not careful, you can get overwhelmed. Which is exactly what happened to me. Well, so much for the easiest hardcore class. I was doing fine through most of the fight. Overwhelmed, but my pet and I were slowly taking them out one by one. That cleave was a mistake though. I took all of the aggro from the mobs. In hindsight, if I didn't, my pet would have likely died. The best outcome would have been to abandon my pet and run the moment we pulled. You can see me press my health pot a fraction of a second too late. It might have saved me, but given the damage I was taking, I doubt it. So, goodbye Trixie Lee. You died as you lived, terrified of scorpions. Generating some AI art of my character might be fun going forward, so here is Trixie Lee in her natural state. Now time for the next challenger, that will hopefully make it into the 30s. A warrior, specifically a high elf warrior. What a coincidence to get the two new TurtleWoW races back to back. Once more I randomly generate a look, settling on this truth looking one. He's not a fighter, man, he just wants everyone to chill. And once more I'll generate some names until one takes. Lorando wins, and we spawn in the new High Elf zone. After a few quests, I head over to Stormwind to pick up a profession. Given his resemblance to the truth, it seems only fitting to teach him herbalism and alchemy. Lorando has a real knack for finding the best herbs to give you a real kick in combat, man. Just don't let the Stormwind guards know. Let's check in on that AI art. Yep, that's him, damn hippie. I quest around a bit more and then get cocky. Having 6 levels on an elite is enough to solo it, right? Well, it's enough with a health pot. Maybe I should just leave elites alone from now on. Back to the Thalassian Highlands to have a peek at the Eastern Plaguelands. We aren't going there yet. Instead we're going to not learn any lessons and go fight some more elites. It's looking pretty dicey until some other players start healing me. Out in Westfall, my health gets dangerously low as I pull one too many Defiers. But I get my first shoulders for the trouble. Only cloth, unfortunately. Look at all these players, and not a Murloc in sight. When will patch week end? So I head to Loch Modan and dig around in some ruins. Once he starts running, I could see the writing on the wall. I was already running when he aggroed the other Trog. I pop Last Stand to try and stay alive, but they're pummeling on me. And I actually made it out alive. A little while later, I run into the Alliance's favourite patrol in Loch Modan. Thankfully they don't notice me. Next on my list of quests everyone tells you to skip in hardcore, the Naga Mushroom Cave in Darkshore. Yeah, no matter how many levels you have on this, it's tough. I got really low there, but I did still have my health pot if I needed it. I find a chest in the ruins and get some nice green pants, even if they are leather. Then I pick up the ghost cat trinket. Now I can pretend I'm the ranged hunter I didn't get to play. Yay. Now onto Red Ridge to fight some yellow mobs and oh god. Go away, go away, go away! Well, I really want that loot. Shit, 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 shit. So now I'm up to Duskwood, and I grab a flight from Stormwind. And just miss the dragon buff on the way out, by mere seconds. I could have used it too as I try fighting the Defias at Adel's stead. Halfway through fighting the Enchanter, a Nightblade respawns nearby. Which then gets pulled as the Enchanter runs off. Popping Last Stand. Then, a combination of Last Stand falling off and him getting a crit gives me a scare as my health falls below 100. An emergency bandage and the poison cancels it. Because there are stealthed enemies around, I take no chances and down a health pot. Since those guys were yellow, I head over to Stone Talon to get some XP on weaker enemies, stopping off at the new dwarf town in the mountains. I pick up a quest for a gemstone in the Windshear mine, so I head in. As I enter, I find the mine mostly empty as a goblin has been clearing it out. The first real room of kobolds I find is up at the top of the mine, so I start clearing. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'm not even going to entertain this, I'm out. But it's a long run back to the entrance. Seeing respawns ahead of me and realising how far the entrance actually is, I turn to fight. And then give up on that idea. There's no way I can survive this, but I'm going to try. I have some survival tools at the ready. I do have my Fear Shout, but I don't want to make them run into other mobs, pulling even more. I pop my health pot and last stand in preparation for the tunnel narrowing ahead, guaranteeing that I will have to pull more. And with the light at the end of the tunnel in sight, I die. And hardcore chat lets me have it. One tool I didn't think to use until after was the cat trinket. It would have only grabbed aggro on one enemy, but it might have helped a bit. Although after turning to fight them, I don't know if it would have been able to overtake the aggro I generated. So, in hindsight, what went wrong here? When I entered the mine and saw the goblin having cleared it out, I should have known respawns were coming. However, the kobold running and pulling 3 other enemies is just bad luck. A hamstring would have helped a bit, but if I followed him even slowly, I still would have pulled them with my presence. At level 28, this warrior was my highest character in this run so far. But now, Loranda is laid to rest, and our next contestant needs to be drawn. A warlock, but you will have to wait until next time to see that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying seeing me fail my way through hardcore. If you want to support me, please download my game, currently only on the Apple App Store, Google Play pending. I hope to see you back for the next episode. Until then, see ya.